What's up, YouTube? So, can you see what's in front of your eyes? It's only the best clearing skill, in my opinion, in the game, and it's obviously Winter Orb. So every single league, I get kind of bored of my main like Aura Stacker skill, and I always default back and ask myself, how is Winter Orb? And how would it feel to play Winter Orb? Now, this league is a little different because with all of GGG's nerfs, it feels kind of bad to play Winter Orb, knowing that I probably lost 50% of my damage, and Winter Orb is already not exactly the best single target skill. So losing 50% of your damage is honestly kind of a feels bad, right? But I decided to try it out anyhow, and it turns out that it's actually not too bad. I was able to do some tropical islands with it, so it's definitely not that bad if I can do like nearly 100% Deli map with it. I did try a feared with it, however, and let's just say the spawn of the boss kind of fucked me over, but tomorrow we'll try it again. I am going to talk about my gear and go over what will be the possible upgrades, as there are a lot of upgrades for the build still. So let's get straight into the gear overview, and then I might go into talking about the self-chill I have winter build I tried today on stream, because it is pretty interesting. So my gear is actually pretty good overall, even though I don't think I have any excessively expensive pieces. I know I do have some items that are very, very expensive. Now, the big problem with Winter Orb and why it's so expensive off the start is the fact that you have to use Awakened GMP. Awakened GMP gives you an extra projectile. So let's go over the gear first before we get into the gems and stuff like that. So for the gear, we have this Nebulous, my trusty old Nebulous that I can't seem to ever replace, even though I have nearly 100 exalts. I should probably buy a double damage Nebulous at this point, but crit chance for spells is actually so good on Pob that it beats it out. Or it's like so close that I don't really know if I want to switch. But then we have the Hubris, and this is a +2 AoE. Now, right now, I'm pretty much looking for a suffix on either my boots, my helm, or a new amulet, because having a suffix allows me to run Aspect of the Spider. If you look at my mana down here, I actually have a lot of unreserved mana, and when you have this much mana, that means you can probably run another aura, right? And Winter Orb actually costs only 8 mana, so it's very, very good to run another aura if possible. So that's why I'm trying to get Aspect of the Spider or Aspect of the Avian if you're into clearing faster. So of course we still have the Prism Guardian Grace. I do think a lot of these items are coming down in price now, right? So hopefully you are able to pick yourself up one of these aura implicits. Now the Call of the Brotherhood I want to replace, because we don't need 8 to 21 fire damage to spells and attacks anymore. So I'm probably going to try to get myself a Hatred Effect one or something like that, or Cast Speed. Cast Speed would actually be insane. Cast Speed scales really, really well with Winter Orb, which is why it feels so good to play Winter Orb with this setup, because of the Necromancer cast speed we get from aura stacking. The chest, I'm definitely looking for +4 shavs. The nice part about Winter Orb is look at all these tags. Cold, spell, channeling, AoE, duration, projectile, meaning you can get a +4 shavs relatively easily. And yeah, I'm probably going to go try to buy one, depending on how much it costs. So now we have this pair of boots. Now I could get a suffix on this pair of boots, but at this point, this pair of boots is as good as it's going to get. I should probably get an enchant. If I actually got the 10% pen enchant, then I probably would have done the feared a lot easier. So there are a lot of upgrades that I could possibly do. This one could also be a +6 LE weakness instead of +4. Again, the number 1 in the alphabet curse gets applied, for all of you guys asking. So flask setup, I actually deleted my flask today while mapping. I don't really know what happened to it. I think I dropped it on the ground and it just disappeared. So I had to re-roll a diamond flask. So I did to choose quickening, which gives me some cast speed, using a dying sun, bottle faith, Quemis Quicksilver, flask of adrenaline, and overflowing chalice. So it's the same. Oh, I actually should have probably put instilling orbs on this so that it uses when it's full. So that's why when I was mapping, I wasn't actually getting any charges, or the fast one wasn't being used. So you just want to use this. Use when you become, when charges are filled. I think there's actually a recipe now for a vendor. I'm not really sure what you have to do for it though. So I have so many of these, so I'm pretty much just going to do it. I'm going to use it once. Use when charges are full. Hello? Oh yeah, there we go. So that's probably why they have the recipe. It's kind of hard to roll it, so you can see let's get into the actual gear. So the gear setup, I'm running this Unnatural Instinct. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 points. But the way Winter Orb works is it scales really, really well with area. And this right here gives us 12% cast speed, mana. It gives us 50% area of effect and 20% skill duration. And just turns out to be very, very efficient. And I somehow got a Unnatural Instinct with RMR and 5% area effect. So I just consider that pretty lucky overall. So now we have Blast Freeze, Disorienting Display, of course. And then we have these clusters. So none of this stuff really changes. If you follow the video series on YouTube, you do know that all this stuff is pretty much the same. And do I actually have 90% res? I do. So I saw that I didn't have this point ticked. I kind of got scared for a second. So Conqueror's Efficiency, Pure Talent. And we're pretty much using these double multi prod speed jewels. Do you think I can try to get maybe triple multi? And maybe that would help out the damage. And this jewel should probably not be here, and it should be a double multi-jewel. But you can see I don't really use that many double multi-RMR jewels or any RMR jewels at all, really. Only RMR jewels I have is 2 double multi-RMR cold jewels and what's it called? 2 of the unique ones, or 3. Yeah, I should probably try to get some more mana reservation on Intuitive Leap. But as you can see, the tree is nearly identical. I do have this 1 point here still for the pure talent to give some 5% pen. And it's pretty good. The whole build feels really, really smooth to play. Now for the gem links, for anyone wondering, for Winter Orb, it's Inspiration. I'm trying to get Anomalous Inspiration for the extra, what's it called? 20% crit chance, which adds up. Awakened GMP, my GMP is actually scuffed, and it's only 12%, but it's only 4% projectile damage, and it was like a lot cheaper. Awakened Cold Pen, Infused Channeling, Increased Crit Strikes, and Phantasmal Winter Orb, or regular Winter Orb for bossing. Phantasmal Winter Orb gives you prod speed, and prod speed actually is pretty important on Winter Orb because there is a slight delay when you run around. So I don't know if I could show it. Maybe it's just too fast in Blood Aqueducts, but basically, Phantasmal Winter Orb here, right? Okay, so you can see it comes out a lot faster. Regular Winter Orb, I don't know. It's kind of hard to see, right? Yeah, but you could probably tell if you look at it. Again, I want to demonstrate the damage is around, what, 44k without smiting. You smite, goes to 108k. 120. So it's pretty much around 2.5 to 3 times damage to smite. So make sure to always smite. Now I did try out something else of note in that I'm using Asenath's gloves. I have an extra pair here. So the way I would approach Winter Orb is I would use Asenath's for clear, because Winter Orb's clear, as good as it is, its area coverage is pretty bad. And with Asenath's, it makes the clear out of this world. So when I did Tropical Islands, I tested out both these pair of gloves, and Asenath's felt better. But obviously, Winter Orb's single target is so atrociously bad compared to other skills that you pretty much want to hand to the High Templar to help you out for the actual single target fights. So pretty much upgrade list for this character, get, what's it called? Get Aspect of the Spider somewhere, get a +4 Shavs, maybe get some triple multi-jewels, and maybe one day get a +6 Hands of the High Templar. Because I just want to set some goals for myself. Oh yeah, and get a double multi and crit chance for spells, nebulous maybe. But basically, that's it for the character, right? And the gear has pretty much been the same. And you can see the swap over to Winter Orb is pretty easy if you're already playing Eye of Winter. Best clear skill by far for mapping. Now here is something that a lot of people have been asking about. Can you still play self-chill, self-poison? The answer is yes. So this is Eye of Winter right now with self-chill, self-poison. You can see I'm chilled here and poison. I did do almost all the content with this. However, somehow doing Tropical Islands was kind of hard at the end with this setup, and it kind of felt bad, honestly. But as you can see, the character is very, very speedy. Look at it jump around. Part of it is also the headhunter buffs, but a lot of people might want to try out this setup, and I want to kind of like introduce how this setup is done. I did sell some of my gear for it though, but we'll see. So here's called the Graveyard of all the gems. So the way we do this is Self chill, self poison revolves around using these 2 rings and then this jewel. So when you want to do self chill, this thing makes it so it reverses the effect of the chill. So if you have a chill effect on you, it's reversed and you gain action speed increase up to 30%. So nowadays, you can see now that it tells you here how much chill effect is on you, and before you wouldn't really know. So now it's actually kind of cool because you know exactly how much action speed you're gaining. So in order to chill ourselves, you want to use something called Ice Fang Orbit. So you are chilled when you are poisoned. So you need to poison yourself in order to chill yourself, and then the chill gets reverted so that it gives you benefits instead of downsides. So in order to poison ourselves, we use this. So poisons you inflict is reflected to you if you have fewer than 100 poisons on you, and this is called the golden rule. This is also kind of nice because it gives you some chaos res per poison. In order to poison with a spell, however, you have to have some chaos damage or physical damage to spells, which is why I have this jewel over here, which gives you physical damage to spells. So using a jewel like that can allow you to poison yourself. So with this 3 items, so you sacrifice 3 items total, you're able to gain around like 20 to 30% action speed, depending on how much increased effect of non-damaging ailments you have. So that's why I bought something like this. So this deep chill here gives you 30% increased effect of cold ailments, which means that the chill that you apply will be higher. So base chill is 10% and it goes all the way up to 30%. And then since we don't use 2 Call of the Brotherhoods anymore, we use Trinity because we smite and get a lot of lightning damage. So we use Trinity instead of Awaken Cold Pen. And then this is another jewel here that you can use that you can get 20% move speed while chilled. So it's pretty much 20% move speed and 20% cast speed, which is pretty incredible for a jewel. However, the problem with this method is that the single target is really lackluster because we lack a lot of the conversion and the overpower part about the whole aura stacker. However, you can apply this to a lot of builds. You can probably still play Lightning Strike with this setup, and then you will actually gain your belt slot back, right? Instead of Malagaro's Restraint. It does still work. You can still self-chill, self-poison yourself, but for aura stackers, it's more of a novelty, and it's kind of sad it doesn't work as well anymore, purely because GGG decided to nerf all damage by 50%. So if I actually was doing 50% more damage, I would probably be able to play this setup. But even with the 50% damage nerf, it was actually fine, but it was just not up to the standards of Winter Orb. So I just wanted to introduce that for people who are trying to be interested in whether you can still play self-chill builds, because you can still play self-chill builds, and you pretty much use 2 rings and 1 gem socket, and that's all you lose. So try it if you want. It's pretty fun. It is actually insane if you get self-chill, self-poison, and then also have Headhunter haste buffs. So now I'm going to play some footage of a Winter Orb doing the Tropical Island Delirium. Kind of like to benchmark most builds of Tropical Island Delirium now because it's actually the hardest content in the game towards the end. And if you can do Tropical Island Delirium, then you could probably do most of the things in this game. Unless you're trying to do the Feared and you get completely screwed over by the Synthesis boss at the start. But that's another story altogether.
Here and we won't find us where we are going. so I'm sitting here. Thought I heard my phone ring, but it disappeared. Guess I'm just losing my mind again. I tell myself to breathe in, but the darkness sunk its teeth in, and its mind has got me thinking. Sick and tired of feeling, so sick and tired of dreaming. 'Cause I always wake up sick and tired of believing that this pain will never end. Oh, I've had enough. I've had enough. 'Cause it always comes back again, and I'm not even gonna pretend that it's okay. Constantly putting bad thoughts on replay. I really don't like living life this way, but I know that these things will never change. Tell myself to breathe in, but the darkness sunk its teeth in, and its mind has got me thinking. So sick and tired of dreaming, 'cause I always wake up sick and tired of believing that this pain will never end. Oh, I've had enough. I've had enough. Here we go again. You're not here, I need a friend. You're not here. Here we go again. I'm lost and now I'm leaving. I'm lost.
And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that tropical island clear, showing that Winter Orb is still pretty viable. Like, I'm gonna try to invest the build fully, and then after I finish my character off, I'm gonna play probably Occultist Winter Orb, because honestly, the skill is just too fun to play. If you haven't played it before, I highly recommend it. If it's not the Aura Stacker variant, try to do the Occultist variant. Probably level up a character for Occultist, and you guys can maybe follow along or something. I'm gonna try to find the best leveling route for people who have a little bit of gear. So right here, you can see, what is this? Browsing a player shop. This is the new thing that PoE is adding with GGG. It's called asynchronous trading. You have a shop. You can see what people's items are. Then you can purchase it kind of like how Tujin does it. So you can choose how much you want. Then you put the currency in. And then they are able to be notified through the settings. And then they are able to get the money into their sale tab, right? So that's pretty much how it works. This new trading method that they've implemented. Psych, a player proposed design. And you know what? GGG just doesn't want this to happen. So even though this looks like a dream, it will never happen, because they've said themselves, they actually tried to set something up like this, but they scrapped it because they felt like the game would be too easy. And maybe it would have been too easy. I don't really know. This does still have an extra layer of interaction that would make it a little bit annoying for bots, but who am I to say, right? Probably too hard. Probably too easy. The game would be too easy and everyone would get their gear instantly. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. I am trying to push the envelope of the Aura Stacker with more unique things. Obviously, if people ask me what's the best skill overall, I would probably say Spark in today's world, but fastest mapper, probably Winter Orb. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more mirrors and exhausts than I do, and see you next time. Bye.
I'm